First of all, I think you're right that people have a cadence. Either they're working a lot on their writing in their summer, or there's kind of a pause and then they return to it in the fall. I've tried both. The last two books that I wrote were on a summer deadline. And both times I said out loud to my family, I will never do this again. I think, and then I did it again. But I think it's because for our family, that's when the kids descend, the house is loud. So I had to progressively get up earlier and earlier and earlier before the rooster crowed just to get some quiet. And so I didn't want to miss anything during the day. And so some folks probably have found that that is a good spot for them. For me, you're right. I like the lake. I like going up to visit my friends, Bob and Maria, up in Canada. I like to be able to have a little bit of a wide spot in the road to be able to go do fun things. So for me, the writing is more what you said at the end, kind of the gathering of stories, the gathering of experiences, and letting that part of my brain take a break. But I think there are lots of ways to do it. What about you, Bob? I do know you have been busy writing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, it was a time where I decided I was going to finish one book. And so I think we need to outsmart ourselves. Sometimes we become so adept at like knowing how we get distracted, and we know how to like kind of game the system, that you need to outsmart yourself to get some things done. I like my Irish fair skin. There's this stuff that you put on. I've been deferring it for like 5 years. They say if you don't do it, you're going to get like skin cancer or whatever. So, but you light up like Bob the Tomato and look like all kinds of some loathsome disease that you have for like 3 weeks. They also say, don't get out in the sun with this or you will sizzle like bacon. And because I wanted to see if that was true, I ran out into the sun, and it turns out it's true. You sizzle like bacon. So it takes 3 weeks for this thing to like do whatever gnarly things it's going to do to keep you from getting skin cancer. So I just sat inside. And I just looped my legs over my favorite chair, over the edge, like the way you're not supposed to sit on it, like teenagers. And I just banged out a book. When it was all done, I got back, I sent it to my favorite editor friend, and they said, oh, we actually wanted the other book first, not this one. Are you kidding me? And so I had actually written the wrong book.
Bob.
So, and the thing about me is that we are always changing and morphing and all that. So I don't know if in the future this book will be one I'll want to publish, because I've changed by then. Who knows? What I want to do is, instead of figuring out like what you got right or got wrong, what I want you to do is practice outsmarting yourself. So for instance, if you are distracted by your iPhone or you're distracted by the busyness, just to say, I'm giving myself between 2 and 3 p.m. off. Like, outsmart yourself, and don't just set an alarm, turn your phone off. Like just to say there's an activity, the alarm prompts me, the activity is turn my phone off, and that'll turn it on in about an hour. So if you can come up with a couple things like that. So I've been scrambling to write the second book I wasn't anticipating. And at first, it's like all of us, it's a bit of a panic, but then you just need to settle down and just say, I'm just going to chip away at it. So we had a nice long weekend at the end of summer, and it was a great time to just take a couple days and just bang this thing out, at least the part I'm going to write into.